U.S. Department of Transportation said it will suspend private charter flights to Cuba to increase U.S. economic pressure on the Cuban government. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo wrote on Twitter that he had sought the suspension of private charter flights between the U.S. and Cuba. The order suspends all charter flights between the United States and all airports in Cuba except for authorized public charters to and from Havana and other authorized charter flights for emergency medical purposes, search and rescue, and other travel deemed in the U.S. interest. The Coalition to Support Legitimacy in Yemen said that it intercepted and downed an armed drone and 2 ballistic missiles launched by Houthi militias towards Saudi Arabia. In a statement, coalition spokesman Colonel Turki al-Malki said the joint forces were able to down the drone and destroy the ballistic missiles launched by the Iran-backed group to target civilians in Khamis al-Shayt. He accused the terrorist militias of violating the international humanitarian law and of threatening regional and international security. Visiting U.S. Undersecretary for Political Affairs David Hale to Lebanon revealed that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI, will join Lebanon and other international investigators in the probe into the deadly Beirut port blast. Hale said that the FBI will take part in the investigation at the invitation of Lebanese authorities. He added, the participation in the probe is one of the ways the U.S. is helping Lebanon in dealing with the aftermath of the August 4th explosion, which left 171 people dead. Turkish police have detained a suspected IS militant who was allegedly planning to attack a police station. The suspect was being monitored by police following 5 separate arson attacks on businesses in Enigol in the past 2 months. Anadolu said the suspect had entered Turkey illegally 2 years ago and had carried out acts on behalf of IS in Syria between the years 2017 and 2018. France is deploying 2 Rafale fighter jets and a naval frigate in the eastern Mediterranean because of tensions between Greece and Turkey. French President Emmanuel Macron has urged Turkey to halt oil and gas exploration in disputed waters in the area. A Turkish survey ship began such a mission on Monday, angering Greece. Macron told Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis that the French military would monitor the situation. Lithuania designated Lebanon's Hezbollah as a terrorist organization and issued a 10-year ban on all individuals related to them from entering the Baltic nations' territory. Foreign Minister Lianis Linkevičius said, without elaborating, that some persons with the group also pose threat to Lithuania's national security. Several countries, including the US and Germany, consider Hezbollah a terrorist organization. The European Union has only designated the group's military wing as terrorist in the aftermath of an attack on tourist bus in Bulgaria in 2012. The UN's cultural agency UNESCO vowed to lead efforts to protect vulnerable heritage in Lebanon after last week's gigantic Beirut port blast, warning that 60 historic buildings were at risk of collapse. The effects of the blast were felt all over the Lebanese capital, and the international community has sent a strong signal of support to Lebanon following this tragedy. Lebanese lawmakers approved a 2-week state of emergency in Beirut declared by the government following the deadly port explosion that has reignited angry street protests. The state of emergency law will give the military exceptional powers to clamp down on protesters demanding the overthrow of political elite widely held responsible for the devastating blast, human rights groups said. The government had already declared a 2-week state of emergency on August 5th, the day after the blast that killed 171 people and ravaged the heart of the capital. a group of Iraqi volunteers launched an initiative to deliver oxygen cylinders and medical supplies to coronavirus patients who are being treated at their homes, as the total number of deaths reached 5,588 in the country. The 15-member team of volunteers focuses on distributing free oxygen cylinders and medical supplies to patients in Najaf. The head of the volunteer team, Mustafa Kashif Al-Ghata, explained that after the oxygen crisis in Al-Nasiriyah city and the subsequent oxygen crisis in all governorates, the group decided to work on finding a solution. Egypt's coronavirus cases have dropped slightly despite concerns over a second wave of infections. Officials have stressed that fighting the pandemic remains a top priority, but that people should respect social distancing measures. The authorities have been demanding the people to wear masks in public and respect health ministers. In a related measure, the Egyptian Ministry of Interior has taken legal action against 1,198 public transport drivers for not wearing masks. The Friends of Sudan group has expressed full political support to Khartoum in its transitional phase. During the 8th meeting of the Friends of Sudan chaired by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on Wednesday, Saudi Minister of Foreign Affairs Prince Faisal bin Farhan bin Abdullah stated that there is a historic opportunity to attain security, justice and sustainable peace in Sudan. He stressed the importance of respecting the sovereignty of Sudan and the independence of its decisions in addressing the root causes of the conflict, in order to reach comprehensive peace and strengthen its national unity and regional security. The United Nations revealed that 43% of schools around the world don't have access to water and soap for basic hand washing. The new report comes as countries wrestle with when and how to safely open schools amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The report by the World Health Organization and UNICEF said more than one-third of the 880 million children around the globe who lacked basic hand-washing facilities at their schools last year are in sub-Saharan Africa. Diplomats have warned that the nuclear deal between Tehran and major countries would be more vulnerable if the UN Security Council voted this week on a US proposal to extend the arms embargo on Iran. In Tehran, the Iranian Foreign Ministry quickly denied an Iranian news agency report that revealed the possibility of reducing US sanctions in preparation for the start of US-Iranian talks under the auspices of Germany and Britain. The United States circulated a revised resolution that would extend a UN arms embargo on Iran indefinitely, seeking to gain more support in the 15-member Security Council amid strong opposition by Russia and China. Iran's President Hassan Rouhani expressed great hopes that a US bid to extend an arms embargo on his country will fail, warning of consequences if the UN Security Council backs it. Rouhani's remarks came after Iran's ambassador to the United Nations said the US would have to redraft its proposed resolution on the issue after being rebuffed by Security Council members, AFP reported. The ban on selling weapons to Iran is said to be progressively eased from October under the terms of Resolution 2231, which blessed the Iran nuclear deal that world powers agreed in July of 2015.